A lot of people ask me why I have a little bit of a delayed start. It's because of all the different platforms. Periscope, YouTube obviously, no longer on Facebook, but DLive, all these things. So I have that little bit of an intro before I start. Now I want everybody to see I'm arriving here. It was just minutes ago, it was sunnier than this. So I've had an opportunity to drive around Staten Island a little bit. And as I've been saying before, I got a new appreciation for Staten Island because I've been visiting and I've been getting to know some of the people here and seeing how they're standing up to the tyranny of the mayor. Now, I'm right down the street from Mac's Pub. And so luckily finding the car will be very easy this time. Thank you for people who are concerned about that. Before the live stream starts, I want to remind people, this is from the other day, so there's more money in the GoFundMe for Mac's Pub. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just letting people know about it. There's two that I've seen. The one that has Danny Presti's name on it is the official one as far as I'm concerned. People have probably heard Danny has growing legal problems with the New York City Sheriff's Office. There was an incident here last night where some sheriffs accosted and arrested Danny. The allegation is that he ran a guy over with his car, a sheriff or a deputy or whatever those guys are. They're saying Danny ran the guy over, the sheriffs are saying Danny ran the guy over with the car, broke the guy's leg. The mayor, the disgusting communist criminal Warren Wilhelm Jr., that's his real name, look it up. His mother is Mayor de Blasio from the War Information Office, which I allege was the precursor to the television academies and to the Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences, and that these things now award the good little boys and girls who propagate the propaganda that Elmer Davis, the director of that War Information Office, said was most effectively delivered in the form of entertainment. Now, I'm going to approach the bar in just a moment. There are several NYPD cars here, and that's good. We want to make sure that there's no violence. We want to make sure that nothing illegal or criminal happens. We want peaceful protesters to be protected. And the NYPD have played very little role in this. They are not the ones who are harassing the owners of the bar. Again, for people who are just getting onto this story, Mayor de Blasio has sent New York City sheriffs over here to do his dirty work. He wants to close the place down. Now, there was originally supposed to be just some sort of a meeting, not anything sinister. I understood that we were just going to sort of talk and plan out what was to be done. People might have seen the press conference with Johnny Tobacco and Lou Girolamo. I think I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, Geramello, something like that, the lawyer for Danny Presti and Mac's Public House. They flat out said what the mayor told us was a blatant lie. The sheriff or the deputy or sheriff's officer, whatever the guy is, does not have a broken leg. Danny, as far as I know, did not run the guy over with his car. I've only met the guy once, spoke to him for 5 minutes the other night. But from what I observed, Danny is a calm, even-tempered guy who is just doing, civil disobedience. I don't see him driving around with deputies on his car and this kind of thing. That sounds like some real crazy behavior that only a massive criminal would get himself involved in. But just a few minutes ago, I was over at the meeting point, which was Applebee's. I want people to see this video. Everything good, officers? Anything going on over here? I'm just curious why you guys are here. It seems odd.
People are stealing these stores, so we're here for larceny.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Have a wonderful day, sir.
You too. So pretty interesting. We've got a closed Applebee's. We've got a closed Avenue something. I guess they're worried about people breaking into closed stores. people are stealing these stores. That's interesting. It looks to me like most of these stores are out of business and have nothing in them. But yet we need 2 police cars, 3 officers to guard this virtually out of business strip mall. I wasn't about to ask them if they had caught wind that there might be people meeting here to assemble. I mean, come on now, that's gotta be a blatant lie. Now, if you lie to law enforcement, I believe that's a crime, but they can lie to you, right? The mayor, the sheriffs, they can lie. They can say Danny Presti ran a guy over and charge him with felonies. But if the cops tell me that they're here guarding an Oshkosh Bagosh store, which is the only thing open in this strip mall, where were those cops when people were looting in Manhattan? They weren't guarding anything. I don't know, is that just me? That seemed like a lie. People are stealing these stores. Very disappointing. I don't think that guy was telling the truth. I think he was there. Those cops were there to sort of head off any possible demonstration, but we'll take them at their word. They were there to protect the out-of-business stores. Pretty upsetting that so many things are out of business here on Staten Island. I can already hear, I think I hear Tina. Okay, got the microphone. Let's see what's going on. Check. Check, check, check.
The work I do, I work all over Manhattan. I have not worked since March in Manhattan. I cannot go back to work.
Bro.
Hey Gary, how are you, man?
All right, how you doing?
Good.
Mr. Goodman.
Out of business. And I don't understand why certain people cannot see that. It's disappointing. This is America, the land of the free. Is it because this is a county that's predominantly Trump? Because we support President Trump? That's right.
They're harassing this guy and trying to make an example and saying, don't do it because this is what we're going to do to you.
Right.
And we're not putting up with it.
I will say this, President Trump is the people's president. And the people, 80 million plus, know this. This one small establishment, we're here for all the establishments. Corona doesn't check in and out. It exists, we know.
So I know what to
but we
arrest you
take
and I got to get my
precautions.
zip code number.
Yeah. They want
Oh, I'm orange. Can I get in?
I won't do it. I won't be contact traced. Not doing it. And Cuomo, I'm not taking your corona vaccine.
No,
For
neither
all
am
of
I.
you who are asleep, a bill was born on December 4th by Linda Rosenthal in Manhattan. She's an assembly member. Get on the phone with your representatives. A mandated corona vaccine, Bill 11179. Bill A. 11179 to mandate corona for the entire New York state, for the residents that live in New York. Wake up. There's more to this agenda.
Do you know that the sheriffs have to go through the court system to come here and do what they did? And Cuomo didn't do it. He just put the order out.
Well, I believe they're under Mayor de Blasio, who
Well,
destroyed
did
New
he
York
do
City.
it? Did
They
he go through the
destroyed
court
us.
system? No, they're ruling. They're not governing. And it's our money that's paying for something that we don't agree to.
And tonight
We don't agree to it.
there was a march tonight for businesses, but because of what happened, unfortunately, the news said that the march was off because Max has to take a stand back. So we decided, as we the people, to come out and show our support. I'm not sure if other people are at on Newdorp Lane and Highland Boulevard, but we made our way over here just to show our support. That's why we're here. We're frustrated. We are New York. We are the heart of this city. We are the people that work in Manhattan, and we pay the bills. What will happen to us? Cuomo, what's your plan? Besides wanting to implement a vaccine on us, which I will never take your vaccine.
Ever.
Can we go back to work? Can we open up our businesses? Or is it only the big box stores? Or Staten Island Mall? Why are you not, Mayor de Blasio, why are you not sending the sheriffs to the mall? That they're lined up for a $10 candle. Can somebody tell me? Somebody wake me up from the nightmare. We are living in the twilight zone. These people are collecting paychecks and they're putting us out of business. Cuomo's making $250,000. He's on his book tour. He won an Emmy to kill New York State elderly.
And he gave himself.
Wake me up.
Killer
Wake
Cuomo,
me
hands
up.
off.
What'd you think about what Pete Davidson had to say on Saturday Night Live?
I am so turned off by what they did. They are people that have a lot of money. We are the heart. Once again, we work. What he said on Saturday Night Live was terrible. I won't watch it for that reason.
He was
I saw the
joking
clip.
about hosting the Emmys.
I saw the clip. The whole celebrityism is off the table with me. They lost I will not even engage.
Did you know that de Blasio's mother worked for the War Information Office? And Elmer
No, I
Davis,
didn't.
that was a propaganda office of World War II. His real name is Warren Wilhelm Jr.
Yes.
He takes de Blasio from his mother,
Right.
who worked at the War Information Office, which was a propaganda office. And I allege that it became the Television Academy and the Motion Picture Academy, and they still push propaganda through things like
They are
Saturday Night
pushing
Live.
propaganda, and thank you for saying that, because they are feeding propaganda.
It's
to
like
people.
what Hitler did to Germany.
That's right.
All the propaganda on the news. He's putting all this on the news, and it's all propaganda.
Well,
yes, there is a virus.
we have the
people
media
are getting
here.
it treated with vitamins.
Change your
What does
headlines.
that tell you?
The media needs to change the headlines. You have people that are reading your headlines and then they're coming out against this establishment. They're coming out against this establishment because they think this gentleman ran over the sheriff. No, I am here to tell you, and don't cut this. Why did the sheriff jump on his vehicle?
And why wasn't he in uniform?
Why was he not in uniform?
Why did he wait until us with
Why
the
did
cameras
two-
left?
Why are we
Ah!
hearing that two unmarked uniform?
And in this
Jump out at
environment
him.
where there's a
Why
lot
are
of
you
division,
jumping on a
wouldn't you be
vehicle?
afraid
That's
of who
the
was
question.
calling you out?
I was here for hours. They
This is-
waited until I left with the camera before they chased after
There's some
Danny.
guy chanting his name,
They were
chasing
in
him.
plain
He didn't
clothes
know
and
who
they
were.
jumped on the man's vehicle. Is the $1 million question I want to ask all the people that believe they can't think outside the box. I've had it. I am frustrated. We the people are frustrated.
They're the super spreaders. We're super spreading the real news.
FYI, enough with the corona situation. I had coronavirus. I'm 53 years old. I'm here. I'm alive and kicking.
My family.
My age group,
My
it's
son
the
had.
survival rate for corona in my age group is 99.95%. In the younger generation, it's 99.99%. In the elder generation, it's 99. I'll just give you 99%. And we're destroying for 9 months a lockdown while we're stuffing Nancy Pelosi's pocket. She's gouging on ice cream. She has a homeless crisis outside her home, her $1 million home in San Francisco. You have de Blasio destroying New York City. You have Cuomo. It's like they're all in agreement to destroy America. And President Trump is the people's president, and he pulled back the curtain and he showed us. What about the fact that Antifa and the domestic terrorists destroyed this country? That was okay. But this poor guy wants to run his business, and it's not okay.
Can't visit your elderly. You can't have holidays.
Why?
You can't go in the street.
But why
You
is
can't have a
Antifa-
hamburger. You can't have any of that. But you can protest, riot in New York City and loot and get away with it. I don't get it. Where's the logic? Where is the logic in all that? Can someone tell me?
Can the media please change their narrative to take back our country? We're losing our country to people that are millionaires and don't care about the little people.
They're not
They
going
don't
to
care
do
about
it. They
us.
want Emmys. We need to do it. We need to
They're
show
winning
everybody
Emmy
what's
Awards for
really
killing
going
New
on.
York's elderly.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
stuck in nursing homes.
People, a relative of mine's grandmother is in the hospital. She's crying because she can't have anybody visiting her, and they're shooting her up with sedatives to keep them quiet because they are losing their minds. It's psychological warfare here. First it's chemical warfare, now it's psychological warfare. Shut off the fake news, everybody.
Think outside the box and
You'll be
think for
surprised
yourself.
what you come up with.
Absolutely.
You'll be surprised what you come up
The
with.
media has become the enemy of the people. The media, in my opinion, has declared war on America, in my opinion. And I'm tired and I'm fed up. I've been out of work for 9 months. People just want to survive. And the naysayers that come on and say, oh, you need lockdowns. I don't know, maybe they're useful leaders. I don't know, I have no words for those people.
Defend him. Slandered on the front page of the Daily News today.
By the mayor.
Google Voice, oh Danny boy. We have some Irish rebel music today, Mr. Goodman, and you understand why. We have you too, Sunday, Bloody Sunday. We have Kevin Barry, you know that song? That's right. We stand in a long line of Irish rebels, even if we're not Irish. Some of us have, gleaned Irish culture and history. And so, Keith and Danny Boy come out of a long line of Irish fighters and rebels.
Gary, do you know if Johnny Tobacco will be here later?
I do not know. Possibly. I wouldn't be
think he should run
surprised.
for governor.
Well, I think you might be right about that. How about Andrew Lanza?
Yeah,
What do
he'd
you think
be
of
good
him?
too.
I never saw a politician.
Well, send him to Senate to get rid of Chuck Schumer,
Definitely.
and then let's have Mr. Tobacco get rid of the governor,
Okay.
and let's get Lou or Danny or somebody to run for mayor.
Sounds like a plan. We'll work on that maybe together.
Now, I
Sooner
was just over at the Applebee's, Gary, and there were 2 NYPD cruisers and 3 cops there guarding
Right.
like 6 out-of-business stores at a strip mall because they're worried people are going to break in there.
Because why?
They said they're worried that people were...
Oh, really?
That's what they said.
Oh, that's another slander, eh?
Well, no, not slander. I mean, that's just what they told me because they kind of
Oh,
wanted
I
me to
get it.
shut
I'm
up
sorry.
and leave.
Well, Yeah, I think what was done to Danny today on the front page of the Daily News, I used to hang out at BAI and do stuff there, and that's a whole long story how I broke with that, right? But anyway, Ginger Otis, the managing city desk editor, she used to be at BAI, and how shall I put this? I would say this, that Ginger Otis, the managing desk editor of the Daily News Now, she has to answer for what she's doing to the Irish community right now.
The Daily News or the Post? It was the Post.
The Daily News, really went out of its way to insult Danny. Oh, you didn't see it yet?
No, I didn't see that.
You must immediately run. Do not walk. You're going to vomit all over. You're going to upchuck. I swear. I never saw. Oh, it's obscene what they did to Danny today on the front page of the Daily. I'll say no more.
But Danny's been released, right? No bail. He's out.
I'm not sure exact details.
I saw they had a press conference
I
outside
know.
today.
Yeah, I'm. Now it's good to see you here on the front line, fighting shoulder to shoulder, and we salute you, Mr. Goodman.
Thank you.
Yes,
Gary.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I think people are starting to arrive. We got the news trucks here.
Well, there was something planned originally, but it was so this is all spontaneous.
Well, but
it was
they
scratched.
said on the news, out of respect for
Right.
law enforcement, they didn't want another. Look, there's a news helicopter up there we can see already. So they wanted to calm it down. Lou and Johnny T announced no organized event here tonight. Everybody relax. Everybody be
Well,
calm.
I would say that if the media comes out, what's your first name again?
Jason.
I apologize, Jason.
It's all right, don't
If the media is here, if there's a media feeding frenzy, I would respectfully, mistakes are made in the course of any fight, and it's I'm not trying to say this to be, you know what I'm saying, divisive in any way, but if the cameras are here and the radio is here, and I hold up a sign saying "Defend Danny Boy," I don't think I'm doing any harm to the movement.
You're allowed to be here. You're just hanging out.
Exactly, Jason. Exactly, Jason.
Yeah. Isn't
Yes.
this the area that would be designated for setting up tables so people could freeze and sit in a plastic virus incubator?
Repeat.
I mean, we're not even blocking traffic. We're standing in the area that would normally
Well,
be reserved for
it
plastic
depends
virus
on the
incubators.
attitude. Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
It depends on the attitude of any given chief officer who decides to come by and, how he feels. Like last night at around 10 o'clock, there was some media here with cameras, and, I tried to, there's like, how should I put it? I say that we should try to publicly, whenever the media is around, do something, right? Look sharp. And the media people decided they didn't want me around, so, and then it got ugly, and, the chief officer decided to bully me. And I'm not saying all cops do this, but he, at that particular moment...
Is it a cop or a sheriff?
No, it was NYPD, and he was getting ready, to arrest me if I crossed a certain line, rhetorically, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it became like personal, and there's good and bad in everything, and then there's shades of gray, right, in between.
But for now, though, Gary, Max is back to being closed, huh? Nobody's in there.
Well, there you go.
Back to closed.
Yes.
Johnny T's green room for the TV studio is closed tonight.
Right?
Nobody is open.
Well, this has been a...
We have rights.
The
We have
second-
to stand up for our rights. Look at my daughter's hat we made. Look at this. Don't take any more abuse. Stand up and be counted. 74 million people voted for Donald Trump. And sick of this crap. Exactly. But turn around. Freedom is worth fighting for, even if it costs us. Everybody should be out of their houses.
Not a partisan issue,
Thank you.
This is an American issue.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is 74 million people have a lot of power. And most of them are tired of the lies. And the, how many times is Fauci gonna lie to us?
Coming out, being here, because we're taking a stand and we've had enough.
They're not your children, the government said.
Mandate annual flu vaccinations for daycare. Mandate vaccination of adults working in camps.
Are you aware of the new
Require
vaccine
publication
that
of
came out?
immunization exemption rates.
Are you aware of
Let me know what that microchip is. Let me know how that goes.
No, New York State.
This is
A11179, Linda Rosenthal in Manhattan, brought a bill to life on December 4th to mandate corona vaccine for New Yorkers, for the entire state. Adults, kids, they're coming for all of you. I don't think so.
Based on actual science.
It also cuts the sperm cell
This is a new vaccine. It's my body, my choice. Where's the Me Too movement? It's my body, my choice. They're taking over. They're trying. The government has inserted itself in between you and your doctor. They want. We're not electing our government officials to tell them how to live our lives. They're supposed to protect the Constitution.
my body, my choice. What happened to that?
My body, my choice.
Thank you.
I don't know what happened to those people.
How is it that the pharmaceutical companies, the company Moderna, and they're making this...
It's okay to rip a
have
baby
to follow
out of a
the same
woman's
regulations.
uterus at crowning. That's
Listen,
okay in New York.
Bill
I guess Cuomo won an award for that too.
Enough testing. We don't know if it's safe.
The Moderna vaccine is a new type of mRNA vaccine, messenger RNA that's going to change your DNA. Never tested on a human before, never tested on an animal.
Thank you.
It hasn't been tested adequately. We're supposed to put it in our bodies and our children's bodies. And so, yeah, we trust the government. They lie to us on the television every single day. Why people listen to them, I have no damn idea. Where is everybody? Where is leadership? We need a leader who's going to come and organize. That's what we need. We're not community organizers, but I'm willing to do whatever I have to do.
You know, Bill Gates is on the board for medical school. And he teaches them about medication. Bill Gates!
No, he's part of one of the vaccines.
He is part of the curriculum in the medical school.
I know, and the next thing will be the microchips. And I said that 10 years ago, and everybody thought I was crazy.
So it's not about healing, it's about making you sicker
Control!
and
It's
sicker.
control!
So they can give you more
They want
medication.
control! That's what it is.
Sorry, your last name again.
Hartnett, H-A-R-T-N-E-T.
That's right.
You don't go to work and you don't go out with your friends.
Stepping in on this. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
This is real. They're literally all lying, selectively picking shit, and then telling us that. Most of what they
So I'm outside Mac's public house right now. There's a small assembly of people protesting what is going on. Danny Presti arrested again for what his lawyer said was an absolute lie.
Drop all the charges against Danny Boy now. A political prisoner, a human rights victim. Hello? Hello? Defend the Staten Island Autonomous Zone headquarters. Defend the Staten Island AZ Autonomous Zone headquarters. Autonomous means freedom. Land of the free. Home of the brave. I read about it when I was a kid. Was I dreaming? Was I?
That's Gary,
Land of the free.
local neighborhood guy. He's been here each night that I've been here. There was originally supposed to be just an assembly of everybody over
Vietnam vet. Okay.
at what looked to me like a pretty abandoned, not fully abandoned, but a pretty out of business strip mall. That got called off. NYPD was there, told me they were guarding the empty stores. I'm hopeful that Johnny Tobacco, the individual who rented the adjacent commercial space and has also sublet Mac's public house to turn it into a television studio, which I thought was very clever. The mayor and the governor using lawfare against Danny and Keith, the owners of Mac's public house, sending the sheriffs rather than the NYPD because they know that legitimate law enforcement officers will not do what the mayor and the governor want
Of course
done.
they're going to come for our
So,
hero.
you know, if they're going to play
Of
tricky
course
games,
they're
I
gonna
think it's
target them.
reasonable and legitimate
That's what they
for
do.
the neighborhood and
Because
the
we
supporters
stood
of
up
Mac's
and said
public house to
courageously,
respond in kind.
Enough,
I want to let
enough,
everybody
it's
know
time to fight.
that if you are for Mac's public house, you can
Danny
support
Boy,
what's going on
defend
here.
our Danny
You can help
Boy.
them out financially by going to
Break
GoFundMe.
through the mud.
Might have forgotten to include the link in today's video. I'll put the link in, but just search
Boycott the Daily
for
News.
I don't know. I think it's
Boycott
there. I think the
Daily
link
News.
is in the
Fake
description
news.
of this video. But make sure you're going
Beating up Danny
to
on
the
page one. They had
GoFundMe
nothing
that has
better to do
Danny
today than beat up
Presti's
Danny,
name
huh?
on
Nothing
it.
better to do.
That's the official
What a bunch of
GoFundMe.
rotten, dirty bastards.
So once again, I'm here in Staten
Up
Island
the Irish
outside
rebels.
Mac's public house.
Up the. Jerry Adams gonna know about this.
And we're just waiting
Jerry's gonna know about
to
this.
see if
President
we're gonna have
of
a
Ireland in the South is gonna know about
live?
this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You wanna fight with
So
the
it's a
Irish?
relatively
Are you
small
crazy?
crowd here today.
Are you crazy? You pick a fight
In
with
the
the Irish?
press conference
And
earlier
all the
today,
Irish friends.
Johnny
The
Tobacco,
Italianos.
who is just
Huh?
a neighborhood
They're standing,
activist. He doesn't
huh,
officially
together?
represent the guys,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
did
yeah.
sublet the space.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice guy. Spoke to him the other night.
I'm so ready for
Johnny
this.
Tobacco,
I'm so
as
ready.
well as
Google Voice,
the legal
Irish Rebel
team,
songs. Google
were
Voice,
telling us
Irish Rebel
that it is
songs.
not true that Danny did not break the leg of this sheriff's, New York City sheriff's officer. Look at how fast this guy in the van is going. That's Amazon Prime speeding by.
Pandemic overrides the Constitution.
There you go.
No pandemic overrides the Constitution. No. How will anybody go to court and say you have to pay this, this, and that when it's against the law? If they're doing that, the judges are corrupt too. In the Constitution, nothing overrides the Constitution.
If you can't operate your
Play a huge
business,
part. The media plays the biggest part in
then
it
you
all.
could at least come out and do something. Where are the other business owners?
It's not about what they want to show. The
They're
reporters don't even have a say.
Scared. They're scared.
So be afraid and don't defy, but where are they here? Why aren't they out doing something? Why can't they use their voices? Stand up and be counted,
There you
people.
go. You're standing on the
You
right
lay
spot.
down like
man.
a rug, you're gonna
Stand
get
on the right
stepped
spot.
on.
Nah, stand right there. That's a perfect spot to stand. Right on his face.
Don't be the silent lips. You're gonna get devoured.
Right in here.
Don't take any more abuse from this authoritarian government that we didn't vote for.
They want socialism,
It's concerning.
government rule. We're paying them to tell us what to do.
To educate on
They work for us.
Supposed to.
Defund Cuomo.
Yeah, but guess what? The guy behind him is not you gotta wait his term out and then get somebody else in. Because whoever's behind him to come up in the ranks, if you get rid of de Blasio and him, they're worse.
Well,
The next one's up.
Cuomo's just proven to the people that he could be the next president.
You hear the way he talks to people?
No, they're dictators, not him. They're dictators.
Yeah, the cops are dictators.
Right now, our hero, our Irish rebel fighter in the vanguard of the fight for freedom in America. Defend him. Defend our brother, Danny Presti. Defend that brother. Dragged through the mud in the Daily News today on page 1.
Sound there. I think I lost sound for a second. Interesting how that happens. There seems to be a more sophisticated way of doing that. Check 1, 2.
So you know how Google sells things to like companies for sales? It's very easy to sell things to
Drop all the charges. Now, if you're smart, if you're smart,
Heshy.
don't pick a fight with the Irish. You're crazy. You pick a fight with the Irish.
Hey, Heshy, how are you? Good to see you. Can you believe what's going on here?
I'm very disappointed. I mean, the mayor is just a dumbbell. I mean, he doesn't talk to us people like normal people. You know, today the mayor was talking to a 4-year-old, a second grader. This is who he talks to. But he talks to us people who live in this city. He doesn't talk to us as grown adults. Closing our bars, closing our... You know, 1 in 6 restaurants are going out of business.
Wow.
He doesn't really care about this city.
Long
The
live
mayor's
Ireland.
going to shut it. The
Long
governor's
live
going
the
to shut it
fighting
down.
Irish.
Today I
Long
heard
live
Dr.
Danny.
Fauci, that
Long
he
live
was another
Danny.
winner.
Our
He
hero.
wants to go to
Our
Nathan's
fighter.
for a hot
Irish
dog.
rebel hero.
Oh, jeez. Now, I knew there was some kind of problem going on. It's so cold out here. Hang on, guys. Okay, there we go.
I'm just shocked.
Oh, that's going to be a lot
They
better.
said we're missing different foods in New York. You hear what they said?
So now wait a minute. He wanted to go to
Dr.
Nathan's, you were
Fauci
saying, Heshy?
Almost started joking about the food they miss in New York.
They miss in New York, right. Well, Dr. Fauci, I don't know what, now he's hooking up with Governor Cuomo. This guy just wants to be public. You know, the president knows he's an idiot. You know, they're telling us that the hospitals are overstaffed. I was in the hospital today again. I mean, not enough beds. I promise you today that I was in the hospital today, 2 beds were taken up by COVID patients. And I volunteer every single day. It's just not true. And if they're so understaffed, you had already a year to staff them. Why aren't you staffing? Why aren't they staffing them?
Something doesn't make sense.
He's just playing with us, just playing with the fake numbers. I know that testing is wrong. I know he's playing games. I don't know what else to do to stop him. I mean, I can't wait to get into city council to stop him. I just can't wait.
Heshy, tell everybody where they can go to help support your campaign for city council.
My campaign for city council is heshytishler.com, HESHYTISCHLER.com. I just want to get in. I promise you, I'm going to wipe out these fines. I promise you, I'm going to be putting in bills. One of my first bills. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
You can recall the mayor. Get rid of any idiot mayor. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to stop these fines, and I'm going to make sure the sheriffs go back, I don't know, evicting people, or that's what they belong to do, because you see how good police officers don't do this. But did you ever see anybody jump on somebody's car? Like Starsky and Hutch, I don't know if you guys know, you're too young for this.
No, I know
Jumping on a
Starsky.
car for a guy having his bar open. But rape and murderers, we let them go, you know what I mean? I'm shocked
Right.
they didn't shoot him, you know? I'm shocked.
Thank God they
So
did.
Lou earlier today said it was untrue, that Danny did not break the guy's leg and that the mayor is lying to us, the sheriffs are lying to us. What do you think about
The
that?
mayor is straight out lying. Everybody knows he's going to be vindicated. The guy's not crazy. He drove away. A stupid bar being opened up. You're trying to put people out of business. This is just unacceptable. And you know what? Where are our councilmen? Where are our people fighting the mayor? Nobody. Nobody's standing up for the little people. Again, like I told you before, the mayor can't talk to us, so he only knows how to talk to a 4-year-old or a second grader, because that's the level your mayor is on, because that's all I believe he's on. I'm very disappointed. I'm very upset with this people, and I love the people of this city. All of us. It's just, we're just being tortured. In my Brooklyn, we're never going to shut down. We're going to have weddings. By the way, everybody, Christmas is canceled. Did you know that?
I heard.
Hanukkah, Christmas. My house, I'm going to have 100 people for Hanukkah, so come for donuts. I never celebrate Christmas. This is my first Christmas I'm ever going to celebrate.
Oh, wow.
I'm even going to buy a tree. Well, I don't know. I'm fat like Santa. Did he just say I'm fat like, he just said I'm fat. It's okay.
You could be a Hamish or Santa.
Hey, Mr. Santa, I'm going to try. I can't wait. I'm going to have Christmas. I'm going to have everybody come over.
I like that, Heshy.
Come to my house,
Heshy
43, 16th, 17th Avenue. Hanukkah, we'll have a lot of donuts.
Wait a minute. Do you want to give out your address like
Who
that?
cares? My door's open anyways. They can find me wherever they are anyways.
That's great, Heshy.
But I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? I'm going to ask you a question. Heshy Tishlin from Just Enough Heshy Show. Are we canceling Hanukkah?
We're not canceling no.
Are you sure? Because your governor said it's canceled.
Nothing.
How about Christmas?
No Hanukkah,
Are you
no
sure?
Christmas,
Can I have
no
a present from you?
You can have my present.
I'm going to have his present.
I'm going to give you a bunch of CDs.
We're not canceling Christmas. We're not canceling
Christmas, we're
Hanukkah.
not
It's
canceling
crazy,
Hanukkah.
even though they closed this beautiful bar for no reason.
not
And we
canceling
don't believe he hit the police officer,
I don't
right?
think he did. I don't think
I'm
he
very
did.
upset.
Yeah, so am
I promise you, Heshy Tishlin from the Just Enough Heshy Show, I'm going to have lots and lots of donuts because they just interrupted me.
Listen, you spoke about donuts. They called you.
I know. He's in there trying to take my donuts.
Good job, man. Keep it up, too.
I'm going to my brother.
How's
I'm
my
going
friend Wolf?
Do you know if Johnny Tobacco's coming?
He's
Heshy?
He's okay.
He's a real mashugger.
contact list. Anybody?
Oh.
For the next whatever.
Heshy, do you know if Johnny Tobacco's coming over?
I don't know. I hope he comes. I want a lot of people to come. We must support our place.
No,
This is a message.
We gotta kill that music. That shuts down the YouTube shows. Turn off the music. Turn off the music.
Let me speak.
Yeah, because then they strike the YouTube video.
Yeah.
They strike the YouTube show if that music gets on. Yeah. It's called Crowdsource the Truth.
Crowdsource the truth?
Yep. So Heshy, the mayor, he's using these lies.
Soft music.
He's using these lies to bring felonies against Danny. He's facing some felonies now. They want to put him in jail.
Of course they want to put him in jail because the mayor can't stand that we stand up to him. He just wants us to cower and to be hiding in our homes. I mean, in Los Angeles, they shut down the whole place. They're actually going to arrest people walking around the streets. I mean, wow. At least staff your hospitals correctly. Staff your nursing homes correctly. You know, it's another thing I'm going after. You had a whole year in nursing homes. Why aren't you staffed properly? Hospitals, why aren't you staffed properly? Because they want to suck us for more money.
I spoke to a nurse who was flown in from Florida. They said they were paying her $10,000 a week. And she was sitting around in the hotel.
It's just a new thing, the healthcare, the way to get money. And I want you to know I'm very upset that we're not competent. We asked the mayor. I even said, you know, I offered the mayor to make me deputy mayor. Give me 3 to 4 weeks and I'll teach you how to work with all the communities. You know, and again, he's telling us another lie about the rates being up. Again, I did testing in my neighborhood. When you do proper testing, not one of these fake PCR street tests. And we did it. We did 2,000 in my community and a few hundred in a different community what the city did contaminated. They were found in red and our neighborhood was found yellow.
Interesting.
It's just the same thing because their tests are incompetent and you can't be doing tests on a street where there are cars or carbon monoxide. Unacceptable. And I'm just very angry that he's just an idiot and the governor just wants to shut us down. Now I have a question for you. The governor says Monday we're closing all restaurants. Why didn't you close it already today? Because the governor just doesn't care. Doesn't care only about himself. And our politicians are hiding. Stand up to him. We stand up. We have enough votes in city council to override the mayor. Enough votes in the assembly and the senate to override this governor. We keep beating them in court. Schools are open. I don't understand.
I spoke to a member of the teachers union, Heshy, who told me that they're trying to make it mandatory for the teachers to take a test for COVID and that they can't use their own doctor. They have to use this company called Fulgen.
Which is 100% no good.
Well, but not only that, Fulgen maintains a genetic database, and the teachers have been asking, will their DNA be put into this database, and they're refusing to be answered.
You know it's going to be put in this database. Kids are being tracked. If there's one kid that has a thing, they want to track the whole school. I have no idea what they're doing.
Well, Crowdsource the Truth viewers have speculated that this database could be used to create future biological weapons that target people genetically.
Well, we want to talk about problems of the future. We have a problem today. He's trying to document the whole city. They're trying to get us. They're trying to find us. And the mayor has no control. He has, again, I keep telling you, the man is really incompetent. He has no right to be there. Here's my final thing. 337,000 employees are working for the city. Seems like none of them get COVID. None of them none of them ever get off the job. None of them are furloughed. You know how many billions we can save? We are $9 billion in the hole, and the mayor just keeps fining and punishing little stores. This is just unacceptable. 1 in 6 restaurants are going out of business. We're going to have 500,000 restaurants that are going to be financially in trouble by by mid next year for sure. There's no way to do it right. The city wants to take away our homes. The city's telling people not to pay rent. The city, do you know that if you pay your taxes late, you have an 18% interest? That is better than a loan shark. I don't know. I'm going to try to go into the loan sharking business now. I see that's very good business. Mr. Mayor, you're incompetent, just like your wife who lost $1.25 billion, and nobody's going to, when I get it to city council, I'm going to be investigating his wife, and you know about his little crime that he was taking bribes from people. While everybody else went to jail, the mayor was the only one not touched. That's a fact. And you'll see what we're going to do.
HeshyTischler.com.
HeshyTischler.com. Support me. You need me in there. I'm not asking a lot of money. 25, 35 bucks, guys. Don't go bust. Come on in. Get me elected. I promise you, me and 35 new councilmen are going in. We got guys from Staten Island, guys from the Bronx. We're going to make changes. We're going to bring this city back to life. I promise you, we're not going to let these guys down. And I promise you, we're never going to let Max go down either.
I want you to be mayor eventually, Heshy.
No, councilman, that's more than enough to fix right now.
Step 1.
And we're going to get a new governor. I promise we're putting somebody up against him. We have somebody good.
Absolutely. Thank you, Heshy.
Here he is. Chris, man.
Heshy Tischler, everybody.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw your partner. How can I miss you? How can I miss you? Oh, don't listen to me.
So we got a small but dedicated group here.
We're going to be out here as long as the media is out here. Some of us are going to be out here. They hit Danny real hard, didn't they? If you look at the front page of today's Daily News, you know what I'm talking. They hit him real hard, you know? Danny has 2 kids, right? And so it hurts. Imagine you wake up, not only is he going through all that other stuff, but then the Daily News is calling him a what? A what? A corona idiot. In big letters. So his kids, go ahead.
Did they call
Jason.
him a COVIDiot? Is that what they called him?
That's what, exactly. And that's supposed to be the news of the day. Well, I got word for you, Ginger Otis. She used to be at, the managing desk editor for the city at Daily News. I used to know her at WBAI. I used to be over there, right? You could go to hell, girl. Number 1, we're going to boycott the Daily News.
Yeah.
Number 2, Irish Aer Lingus. You're not going to advertise until we get an apology. Hello? And you figure out number 3, Jason, all right? That's right.
Okay, just don't buy the Daily News.
Well,
there you go.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
You can't force me.
Well said, Gary. Do you live in the neighborhood, sir? You live in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I'm neighborhood. I live 2 blocks from here.
What do you think about what's going on here?
I don't know much, probably politics.
How long have you lived in America?
I live 42 years.
Wow. And where did you immigrate from?
Excuse me?
Where were you born?
I'm born in Poland.
In Poland, so
Yeah.
you know.
So I know communists, I know socialists, you know.
Yes.
Socialism is
My grandfather is from Poland.
Yeah.
You remind me of him now that you mention it. So when you were in Poland, what was life like? Communists were
No,
in
you
control?
see what happened. I've been in Poland. 1970. I fight with Polish government with the shipyard. I'm personally
Oh,
boarding
right. With Lech Walesa.
Communist Party building.
Ah.
You know, I fight with government. I have a coming here got a political asylum. So
And do you think what's happening now? Do you recognize some of the things?
no, you see, in that time in the communists, Poland have a little bit different than Russia. Yeah, not make communists here, because in the communists you not work, you not eat. Here, same people no want to work and have everything free. Yeah, not in the socialism, in the communism, not give you nothing. Look in the China, in the Russia, nobody give you nothing free.
Right.
Oh, Russia changed now, yeah. In a communist,
And do you come to the bar? Have you been to Mac's Public House to have dinner or
no,
a drink?
no, because I be away. I just come in a few days ago, yeah, and I live only very close. I know this is all neighborhood. Yeah.
It's outrageous what's going on, isn't it?
To me,
It's terrible what they're doing.
yeah, no trouble. That's politics.
Yeah.
You know, Staten Island is different than Bronx and Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's red country.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.
Take care.
Did you say Fulton?
Full gin, I think it's called. Yeah, that's. I think that's.
Fulton Genetics.
Yeah.
Making home kits and all that.
That's it.
It's interesting. I do a lot of research on it.
Don't be saying you. How's my Polish brother doing?
Great meeting you. If you want to add me on Facebook, you can.
It's very, very cold tonight. Coldest night so far that I've been here. And there's less people, so it's even extra cold.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're going to be there. We're going to fight for these small businesses. This is America. The government is supposed to protect your rights.
I'm sure people who are watching right now remember that it was weeks that the autonomous zone existed outside of City Hall in Manhattan. They didn't shut it down. They didn't arrest the organizers. They didn't do anything. And there was a lot of stuff going on there. There was no social distancing there. They were giving out food. They weren't a restaurant. They didn't have any kind of, I guess you need a license from the Department of Health or whoever controls restaurants. But the Chaz at City Hall, they were just giving out food for days and weeks, and people were defecating on the lawn. It was like a homeless encampment. And here we have a nice neighborhood restaurant. And you know, if you look at Google Earth, this Mac's Public House just opened a few months before the pandemic began. So they barely got off the ground before they got shut down. And so, you know, all that investment that was made in setting this place up and everything is now basically gone. So people who want to support the effort, people who want to support Mac's Public House, you can go to GoFundMe and check out the Mac's Public House GoFundMe. Help Danny, and you know they got a lot of legal bills coming up. Make sure you're contributing to the one with Danny Presti's name on it.
If somebody has an announcement of an event coming up, let everybody know. Repeat, if somebody Heshy, do you have something coming up that you want everybody to know? Let everybody know. Hey, you're with Heshy.
I'm with everybody.
Everybody. Do you have an event coming up that you want to have announced?
No events.
Got it. Okay.
The big guys. Oh my God! Another funeral. The governor's
All right, but you know if Johnny Tobacco's coming over? Can you like send
He just wants to rip us apart. I
Oh,
have no
not
idea
this
what
one, I
he's
believe.
doing.
The other one. When I text him, he said, tell him people want to see him. Maybe he can come over and give another statement. Because everybody is, you know, he's like he's like spearheading this to some extent. You know, he's good. I think we need more people here, but I guess they don't. Yeah, Lou?
They said they want to lay low key for today.
You have an announcement about something in Washington, is that correct?
Yeah, all right. No, they know what to do. I don't want to press them.
It's about what? What's it about?
Yeah.
What day
They got
is
to
it?
be
And go with
strategic and careful with that.
Let everybody know.
I can't because she has most of the information. I don't
Oh, I
want to
see.
give. Where are you
Try to grab her
My
attention,
YouTube
maybe.
channel is called Crowdsource the Truth. I'm Jason Goodman.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I got to write that down.
Well, Jason Goodman is probably easy to
All right,
remember.
let me
Search
write
for
that
that
down
on
anyway.
YouTube and you'll find me right away. So we have a small but dedicated group of Staten Islanders here who have had enough of Mayor de Blasio, Governor Cuomo, the abuse. I mean, listen, people, we heard Gary say that the Daily News was disparaging Danny. I mean, even if you don't like Danny, even if you don't like...
Can I put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Jason Goodman?
Yep. Even if you don't like bars, even if you don't like Trump, if you don't like Danny, if you don't like Max Public House, you have got to object to the notion of law enforcement making up stories to hit you with felonies and stick you in jail. That is such a dangerous thing to be happening. I want to make sure we get the story straight. Lou was talking about it before, but obviously lawyers, you know, they want to be careful about what they say. He doesn't want to reveal his case before they, you know, see the judge and all that. He's made some statements in the news conference that amounted to essentially, it was an outright lie is what he said. I believe that was an exact quote from Lou. So we'll see what we have in the way of comments here from people. I don't think Danny or Johnny Tobacco or Lou are necessarily going to join us here tonight, and I understand they got a lot to deal with. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. So people, Brooklyn Hudson is telling me there are apparently people in the chat who are falling for, yeah, I mean, if they read that Danny ran somebody over in the news and they believe that, I actually saw Tim Pool broadcasting that this morning. And when I heard it, I said, that can't possibly be true. I've met Danny. I've seen him on YouTube and on the news for days and days. He seems like such a calm, nice guy. He's been very cooperative. He's not yelling at the cop or the sheriffs or anything. He's making a really concerted point of being calm and professional. I cannot imagine that he would be driving around running people over. Just makes no sense. They put that in the news because they want the public to turn against him, because they don't want people to go to GoFundMe and support them. Because you see, they want to hit him with all these felony charges. They want to hit him with a big legal bill. That's the lawfare aspect of it. So the public can help Danny fight the lawfare by just making a small contribution. If thousands and thousands of people see this video and everybody sends $5, that adds up and that helps him pay the legal bills, get the bar out of the hole. You know, they originally started all this because he had to pay the rent. It's a new business. And, you know, when you get shut down right out of the gate, that's pretty tough. I didn't realize Danny had kids. He looks like he's in his 20s, but I guess he's older. Or maybe he's in his 20s and has kids. But the point of the matter is he's a family man. He's just trying to run his business, you know, feed his kids. The governor and the mayor have determined in their wisdom, I mean, this is one of the smaller ones that we've seen, but people who have been following the show see that around Manhattan they've got everybody sealed in these outdoor what would you call this? These little vestibules they've had everybody build. We see some in Manhattan that look like full buildings, but they don't have HVAC, they don't have air circulating in there. They want people to sit out in the cold, which my grandmother would tell you will make you sick. That's possibly true. It definitely, I mean, if you're feeling crappy, the first thing you do is you don't go out in the cold, so it makes sense that you wouldn't want to sit in there sealed in with the virus without circulating air. People driving by, supporting the effort.
His brother Gary.
Are you from the Bronx?
No, I'm from Staten Island.
You live around?
I live 4 blocks away from here.
What do you think about what's going on?
We got to stand up for what's going on, you know. I mean, enough's enough with this.
Have you been into the pub?
I haven't, but
it's pretty new, right? It just opened.
It is, yes. But I mean, with this whole pandemic, they didn't even have a chance, you know.
But this is important when we have new businesses that open on a block like this. You know, I looked at Google Earth.
Yeah.
This space was vacant before they opened the pub.
It absolutely
it's
was.
It's invigorating the neighborhood.
Yes.
It's bringing jobs for people. And they want to shut it down.
There's no violence. There's no drugs here. It's a positive place in the neighborhood, you know.
How long have you lived in Staten Island?
I moved here when I was 12 from London, England. So
wow.
You know what?
That's good. You got the Staten Island accent, not the British one.
I have a combo. all depends how many pints I have, you know.
Got it. Well, thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. It's like during the month of June, and they played the Subway Series, where Brandon Nimmo had more home runs that month and a higher batting average.
The news has more to gain from doing that story than you do, than anybody does. They're the ones that invest billions of dollars in the stock market, and the stock market is highly affected by all types of news.
There's a what?
MAGA, Trump.
What day? What day?
This Saturday.
Saturday
in
what?
DC.
Saturday what?
December 12th, there's a MAGA march.
Where?
Washington, D.C., honey. They're anticipating 3 million people.
Holy
what
cow.
time? What time?
12 o'clock.
Is President Trump going to be there?
I hope so.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Maybe on a Jumbotron? Maybe. I don't know. All right. Thank you for that. All right.
I was listening to you. I liked what you were saying.
Thanks.
How many
I have a
millions you
YouTube channel
said?
called Crowdsource the Truth.
said
My
what?
name is Jason Goodman.
Oh my God, she said 3 million.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's a what march? A MAGA?
Yeah, my pleasure.
What's
I think
MAGA?
it's really important.
Make America great again.
What's MAGA?
We are. So you live in the neighborhood?
I live in Westerly.
Sorry, say again?
I live in Westerly, Staten Island. And I see that the sheriffs are going down Victory Boulevard and bullying all the small businesses, but they were not going into the big places like CVS and telling the kids in the small businesses, like my daughter's was in a store, and they came in Thursday and Friday saying, where's the list? Where's the thermometer? What time did you clean? What time did you take your temperature? Is it all written down? We're going to shut you down if you don't do it. Then they went up on the sidewalk. Same sheriffs that were over here. Went up on the sidewalk with the lights on. Watched the girls for over an hour.
At CVS?
No, they were working at a small business on Victory Boulevard. I don't know if I should say the name of the business. It's next to Alfonso's. He drove up on the sidewalk and waited there. Okay, and the girls were nervous. They didn't know what to do. For two days they did this. 2 days. That's harassment. Absolute harassment.
Terrible.
So, and this is, COVID. This is not about COVID-19. COVID-19 doesn't know which block to affect and which block not to affect. This is about Cuomo trying to shut down small businesses. That's what this is about. And when all these people lose their money and businesses, they have to either move out of New York or depend on the state. And that's what he wants, dependence. Okay, he gets his paycheck. Doesn't he get his paycheck?
He got a raise and he wrote a book and he got an Emmy.
His book.
An Emmy for
like
what?
He killed so many people in the nursing homes.
Wait, I want to answer that question.
He's a murderer.
The Emmy that he got was the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Founders Emmy. Other illustrious winners include convicted rapist Bill Cosby, and they never asked him to give the Emmy back. What do you think that you could be a rapist and win an Emmy?
So that's really meaningless.
How do you feel as women to know that?
It's meaningless.
He's a murderer.
It's absolutely meaningless. It really means nothing. Honestly, I'm really worried about where the city is going and the turn that it's taking with, and then of course these forced vaccines are going to be the death of many.
You sound to me like a lifelong New Yorker.
I am.
And so did you ever think we'd see something like this?
No, and I'm actually thinking of moving out of New York, and it's very upsetting to me because
you don't want to move, right?
No,
I don't
my
want to move.
roots are here. My great grandparents were born here, so I mean they've
All your
been
friends,
here.
your house,
Everybody's
everything.
been here, but how can you afford it? How can you, especially if your businesses are shut down? How do you afford New York?
Has your job been affected?
No, thank God I retired. Thank God I retired just in time. But if my taxes are raised on my home,
right?
You know, then,
they're
and I
saying
have
they will.
I have a limited amount of income. My taxes are raised. What's going to happen? A lot of people. This is bullying. He's getting his paycheck. The big businesses like CVS and Stop and all these big businesses, they're not affected. They're not being closed down. They're not being bullied. The sheriff is not sitting outside and waiting for them to make the wrong move to shut them down. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for speaking to me. Good luck.
You too. So what is it called? Do you have cards?
I don't, but if you go on YouTube, look for Jason Goodman.
Okay.
It's live right now. You'll see it.
You go like this. Go ahead, Joe. Relax. You got this. That's what they call it. Yeah, well, they knew it from the beginning. You heard from first. Yeah. They said we're going to have to take out
I'm not here now, but
Exactly. I'll save money on renting cars. Can you believe? I mean, so we heard at the press conference on Fox News, Lou was saying that the mayor and the sheriffs are lying, that Danny did not break that guy's leg.
Well, I first heard that yesterday. I was out here and the Daily News reporter asked me what I thought about it. That's the first time I heard of it. And automatically I didn't believe it because it was the Daily News asking
But
me
also,
about it.
you know Danny. He wouldn't do that.
I don't know Danny. I know Danny from the videos that you've done. But I don't believe it, no.
That's a pretty bold act. You'd have to be a pretty
You have to be crazy.
aggressive criminal to drive around with
He
a...
certainly doesn't seem crazy to me.
No, he's calm when he's dealing with the police. How does it make you feel as a Staten Islander, as an American, to know that some law enforcement agency could put out a lie and hit you with a felony?
Well, it's pretty scary. That's what we're here fighting for, you know. That's what we're fighting against right now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for speaking to me.
At least the sheriffs in California have cojones to not enforce unjust laws and unconstitutional laws. And the sheriffs here in the city should have the balls to stand up and say, no, we're not going to enforce. Be your foot soldiers. You get Gestapo foot soldiers and enforce unconstitutional laws. I mean, that's it.
Now, you guys sound to me like you're both from New York, right?
Yeah, born and
in New
raised
York.
here on Staten
Have you
Island.
ever seen a sheriff's car before all this happened and the whole
Well,
time?
the sheriffs enforce, they get paid by collecting the fines and stuff.
But you never
Parking
see
and-
them around.
Oh, you never see them. You never see
To
them.
repossess cars. You see them repossessing cars every once in a while.
Enforcing judgments from the court
Right,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But they're not like patrolling around the neighborhood and jumping on people's cars. Like, what
No,
the
they
hell
don't.
is that?
So if they had an order to arrest somebody at their place of business, I don't even know if that's legal for a sheriff to do that.
Right.
Because you have to operate within your scope of your
Jurisdiction.
employment. Even if you're a law enforcement, you're a police officer. Like a parks ranger. His authority ends at the park. You know what I mean? You can't go chasing it. Now the sheriff saw enforcing an order here at Max Buff. What I seen, I don't know if they're allowed to pursue him and chase him down in the street. I don't know if they can do that. Wait till he comes back to his place of business and give him the ticket or fine him or arrest him when he's there. As soon as he steps foot out that door, I don't know if they're allowed to pursue and get him,
Have you guys' jobs been affected by the pandemic?
Well,
No.
I work in the public school. That's all I want to say about that. But I'm still working. But yes, my job has definitely been affected. I don't really want to say how. I don't want to talk about it too
Well,
much.
there's a protest at the Department of Education next week.
Yes, I sent you a link about that this afternoon. Yes.
I'll be there. I will
Good.
be there. Did you see Michael Caine in the New York Teachers for Choice.org or .com? New York Teachers for Choice. He was on my show yesterday talking about how they're trying to force the teachers and the employees in the
Be
schools?
vaccinated, yes.
How do you feel about that?
I'm absolutely, totally against it. I mean, choice. If you want to get vaccinated, that's fine. Nobody should be forced to take a vaccination when nobody even knows what the hell is in that vaccination. Correct. You know what I mean? And there's so much, from autism to tracker tracing, nobody should be forced to do anything they don't want to do.
I agree with you.
The only one, they'll keep coming up with different strains and telling you have to take the latest and greatest vaccine.
Every year they make you take
They
it.
already tried saying, COVID already mutated into 2 different strains and the vaccine is not. They're trying to do anything they can to prolong this and bring in their great reset, and we're not having it. No. If you're scared, stay inside. And if you want that vaccine, by all means, you take it. But I'm not injecting that poison in my body. If you took the vaccine, you won't get it. So don't be scared. Yeah, why do I have to have the vaccine? Right. It goes against common sense. I mean, really.
Absolutely. Thanks for speaking to me, guys. Good luck out here, okay?
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Department of Buildings. I'm going to defund you. The HPD, where I actually help, I work with the Department of Buildings. I'm going to defund you.
It's my own YouTube channel called Crowdsource the Truth.
All right.
You guys live in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what they're doing, right?
Nothing surprises me anymore. Things are what they are this year.
Has your job been affected by the...
I'm a union carpenter. I haven't worked since March.
You haven't worked since March. Sorry, what union did you say you're in?
212.
Carpenters, is that?
Yeah, concrete carpenters.
Carpenters. Now, what about all the union workers that were setting up the Javits Center when they had the hospital there? That you didn't get involved in that?
I have a card at the Javits.
But they didn't call you? There were a lot of carpenters and electricians working there. I saw that, but then it turns out they didn't use that as a hospital at all.
Right. It was.
Set it up, pay the union.
They set it up, and I don't know.
Nothing.
I'm not one of the big wigs. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a worker, man. That's it.
Well, good luck. I hope things
improve. All right. Yeah. Cheers. All the best.
Thanks.
Second Amendment. That's it. I have a question for you. Can I ask you a question? I'm Haitian Tishla. What's your name? Eileen, what's your name, beautiful lady?
Get everybody.
Haitian. I have a question for you.
So I think we've got a. I don't know that we're going to get a much bigger turnout than this tonight, but it is good to see people coming out from the neighborhood. People are really fed up with what the mayor is doing out here.
I'm going to mention sure. The mayor said no. The mayor said no.
So let's see. People say armed drones fly over America constantly. Do we know that for sure, Rick? I don't know about that. More New York and less British of each 6. I don't know. I don't know where she went. Everybody.
I got a video for you. You want to see it?
Well, we're still live. What's on the video?
The video. You can show you. It shows the truth about.
Oh, is that with Danny? Oh.
Johnny just sent it to me.
Okay, hang on a second. So let's see. How can I get that? What's the best way for me to get that? Here, hold the phone. Let me see the phone.
Hold it this way. Hold on.
Oops, are you plugged in there?
Yeah, I'm plugged in.
Okay, so here, well, let's point it down at that. This is a sketchy way to get it, but we'll try. Hang on. Okay, run the video there. This is from last night outside the bar?
Yes, sir. Like
oh, wow, look at that. They're chasing him like crazy.
It's like a mob head.
And they run to his car. Oh, boy. Well, he doesn't know that they're cops, right? He thinks it's people trying to kill him.
Looks like a mob head.
Wow. Now, wait a minute. Can we tell from looking at that video? Let me just look at it and see. Can we see if they're wearing uniforms?
No, they're not uniform plainclothes.
So he just thought it was people trying to... Dude,
looks like a mob head.
Yeah, they're running right at him. I would have done the same thing. You're in your car, you start to drive away. He didn't hit the guy.
No.
The car is stopped. and he's just trying to get them away from
Guy
him.
jumps on his hood.
Yeah,
Who the fuck does that?
That's crazy.
That's not law enforcement. That looks like tactics a mob would do.
That is crazy. Wow.
Want to show you guys this again?
No, wait. You send me that, and I'll I'll play that. I'll put that up. Wow. That is really outrageous.
I gotta get one.
Stephanie, where are you? I went through the live chat. I was laughing I wish I would have seen that. I would have hooked you up with her.
I got to be careful when people I don't know approach me.
No, I know. I learned my lesson.
You guys was talking about Moderna before?
Yeah.
So the story is that.
Hang on, let me get you in the shot here. Whoops. It's so difficult to operate with gloves. Okay. Sorry. Tell us.
With Moderna and the COVID vaccine, they don't have to follow the same regulations as, let's say, all the drug companies. For example, I'm somebody who has to take like a biologic, and that's a big deal. They have to go through tons of testing for that.
What they're doing now is you're talking about the Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, where for children you can't sue them. What they want to do now is make it for adults as well, that they can't be liable.
Yeah.
Right.
But they don't have the same regulations, and they pushed this through, and they didn't do adequate testing, and there's all kinds of talk about cause of sterility in young women and things like that. Very frightening. Very, very frightening.
It is.
And they expect us to just get in line and take it. Just get in line like little sheep and follow them. Don't think for yourself. No individual. What happened to the free exchange of ideas? Science is not a consensus. Science is science. It has to be proven over and over again. That's what the scientific method is. Thank you.
You got to always challenge the status quo, always challenge the research, keep questioning.
Right.
This
Check
concept of
the
settled
validity.
science.
You learn that. What is the validity of this study? Can we know?
When
Can
you
we
hear
have people
when you hear
discuss it?
someone say, "Oh, that's settled science," that's something a lawyer told them to say,
That's
because
right.
there's a concept of settled law,
Yeah.
but there is no concept of settled
Well,
science.
this is what they say. Shh, comrade, the science is settled. Shh, comrade.
Do you have an Instagram or a Twitter you want people to contact you on?
No, because I hate social media.
Okay, well, thanks for talking
Just
to me.
like I hate all the politicians who on the news media who lie to me every day.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Jason Goodman.
Jason
You can
Goodman.
see
You're
it-
at
see it on
SI
YouTube.
Live, or where are you?
It's on YouTube, Jason Goodman.
Oh, you're not with a publication?
Crowdsource the Truth is the
Good
name.
for you. Better. You're better off that way, Jason. Go support it. All right,
You got Elvis Presley singing Danny Boy. You want to try to pick this up? Or
No,
not?
because then they're going to strike the video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't expect to find this.
So, I think this is pretty much our demonstration for tonight, and it's a dedicated crowd.
What's your last name again?
Goodman.
Goodman with a no
G.
E on the end.
No,
With a
good
G.
man. Goodman.
You are a
You're a good man,
Thank
Jason.
you guys. Thank you very much, everybody. So you guys live in the neighborhood, right?
I do not. I'm actually from the Bronx.
From the Bronx,
I was born in the
this guy.
Bronx.
Look at him. He comes all the way from the Bronx.
But isn't it true? I mean, this is a new restaurant. This is what we want in the neighborhood. People investing in the neighborhood, bringing jobs, bringing a destination. Oh, you work here?
The Staten Island malls are open, but this place can't be open. I work across the street at Corner House. They can't be open for indoor dining. I work at Nürnberger Beer House down. They're struggling too. Why aren't they supporting? Where is everyone coming to help them? Because the malls are open. Everyone's out. We're all doing this, and this place can't be open. It doesn't make sense to me.
I was just over at the Applebee's on, what is it over there on
Highland Boulevard?
Yeah, and it's closed. It's totally empty. Every single store in that strip mall, except for that baby clothing store, is closed. And they had 2 cop cars there protecting the out-of-business stores.
How does that make sense?
It makes
Protecting
no
them
sense.
from the owners going inside and.
Who are they protecting? Who are they protecting?
I didn't
There's nobody
believe them.
there.
I didn't believe them. I think they just told me that because they were there. I think they had heard that there was a plan that there might be another,
Protest.
demonstration,
God
and
God
that
forbid we should exercise our.
First Amendment rights.
Yep.
That we are supposed to have. Maybe it's just in our imagination. I don't know. I feel like that's the case.
It's definitely not. And I
really feel, my father fought in World War II, as did 5 of his 6 brothers. In those days, if you fought in World War II, you had a son in World War II, you put a American flag out of your window. My grandmother had 6 of them. And I feel like if you don't have that connection or that personal connection through your family history, you don't really know what it's like. You don't really get it because you don't know what America used to be and what it is and what it's supposed to be. And you just become complacent and you just accept things. Everyone just accepts it. It's just so upsetting because it's the antithesis of what it means to be American. And they missed that lesson, I guess, when they were being indoctrinated in the public schools.
Oh, wow, that was a city bus honking and supporting.
A city bus supporting us.
So at first, Danny and Keith had the idea of circumventing the lockdown by declaring an autonomous zone.
Right.
And you remember over the summer they had an autonomous zone
Seattle.
outside City Hall. Well, City Hall downtown
City
for
Hall,
weeks.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything there.
No.
They didn't jump on the cars and drag people.
No.
It's very upsetting.
But we're so, we have to have cops, you said they're watching, protecting. Where were they when BLM and Antifa was destroying everything in Manhattan? I guess that was part of the plan.
They were stood down by the mayor.
Silence gives consent. Well, I know the cops are following their orders, but the politicians, where the heck are they? Silence gives consent, and that's what it comes down to. They are consenting. And like a lot of the Republicans in name only in Washington, they must be benefiting somehow.
Absolutely.
We need to find out how and expose them. One thing that really concerns me as a former caseworker?
What?
Where are the advocates for children? And I'm just talking about children being at home and having to do virtual education, like my youngest daughter who won a full scholarship. She's a physics major. She's got to do this at home. It's not the same as being in the classroom. She's very deprived and she's not happy about it, of course. Thank God my kids are emotionally healthy and physically healthy, but what about kids who are not? I used to work in that field. You know how many kids who live at home and have abusive parents that they cannot now escape, where they used to get respite for 8-10 hours a day and find other role models? Where are the advocates from Special Services for Children and the Department of Youth Services? They're supposed to be caring for kids. Why don't they speak up for kids? What are they getting out of it? Why are they, silenced? I mean, it's not just a matter of that. Allegations of abuse and neglect are often first reported by teachers. They're the first ones to see if a kid has been abused.
Now they won't know.
It's not happening anywhere. Let's look at the statistics. In fact, that's what I plan to do, is to do this research and then go with my daughter, and if we're the only 2 people there, so be it. But we're going to expose them and call them out for their hypocrisy. And it's just like the UFA, right? They don't care about the students. They only care about the teachers. But there's something else. They're getting something else for it. There's some incentive for them to keep silent.
When you say you're a caseworker...
Former.
What does that mean? Case like social worker?
Yes.
And so you were working with abused kids?
Families of children who had been, in my case, it was prevention. So these were children who families may be reported for allegations of abuse and neglect, but they were considered unfounded, but yet these have multiple problems in their families. So it's counseling, trying to encourage families with these different problems to go and to tell them what resources are available and trying to help them to work out those issues. It's very, very difficult. It's very hard. People, don't usually change.
Well, and also I think a lot of people don't realize that something like that is affected by this pandemic because people can't access the type of work that you were doing with the families. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that it still goes on some level, but it's definitely not the same. But the most important thing is, where are the high-paid public officials who run these organizations? Where are they? Where are their voices? How come they're not upset? I don't know. It's just, like I say, they have to be benefiting somehow, and that makes them crooks, in my opinion. And I hope they can all pay for it before they leave this earth. That's how I feel. But I am going to go down. I'm going to do what I can to protest and call them out by name and hopefully other people will start to care. Yeah, I really don't know. I just can't understand the indifference, you know?
All right.
So anyway, thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Standing a little bit too close to some of the cars. It's getting super cold out. It may be pretty close to the time. I think the helicopter, no, it still seems, is that it? I think the helicopter might have left. I think they were thinking that there might be a big turnout. And now we see it's a dedicated crew of neighborhood people who are here.
General Flynn, yeah, they're paid actors. I don't think so. Nothing can stop what's coming. Patriots are taking back this country.
But McInerney was quoting statements made by Mary Fanning that are not true. The hammer and scorecard, I don't think, are accurate. I called McInerney on the phone and told him that I have evidence that Mary Fanning is a liar and that Dennis Montgomery, his own former attorney, said he's a con man. So it's weird to me that they're using that when we have all this tangible evidence of videos of people locking the poll watchers out.
That's extra. That's extra on top of the main story. The main story.
We got to be real careful, though, that false evidence isn't introduced, because what people want to do, malicious people want to say, oh, there's all this valid evidence of voter manipulation. If we put in this false story...
The machine's flipping votes. What are you talking about? The algorithms.
Yes, but that's got nothing to do with the hammer.
They routed our elections overseas through Staten. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of evidence that Rudy Giuliani has.
That's the extra evidence. This is just, they've been doing that for years.
Think that's the main.
The Democrats been doing that for decades. They're crooked political machines.
Sorry?
Exactly what you're saying is the stuff that's not valid evidence? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that I do not trust McInerney because...
How about McFarlane? Right?
I haven't dealt with McFarlane. I'm just saying...
He's with the cyber, the 305th Military Intelligence Battalion.
That battalion has historically never engaged in any kind of
Listen to this.
firefight.
The Space Force. Right?
Yeah.
Cyberspace. We were attacked on November 3rd through our election. Cyberspace. Okay? They were on top of it. And what's going to come down and be exposed is going to be crazy. Right?
Yeah.
That's right. Cyberspace, not the Space Force like this.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I just encourage everybody.
traffic.
I just encourage everybody to question everyone and everything. And when I question McInerney, he refused to answer, and that's a red flag for me.
He literally, the DA is on.
I do not trust McInerney at all. Or Mary Fanning or Dennis Montgomery.
This was in 2006.
Rudy Giuliani seems to have good evidence. Let's hope it goes.
This is all just the
I think it's
stuff
all-
on top of the machines. I wouldn't trust the machines coming from
Texas,
Venezuela, Smartmatic, and
the
all in
Texas
Dominion.
Secretary of
come
State
on.
hired a PhD in information technology to examine that Dominion voting stuff. And without the CIA and the hammer and the scorecard, they found tons of exploits. A kid with an iPhone could break into that machine. So I just want to make sure that people don't get
Saying the CIA
directed.
hasn't been working and flipping elections in all
I'm
countries
just
and
saying
manipulating.
hypothetical
Come on, we have our
speculation can get
The
us in trouble.
CIA is crooked as hell.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like Johnny Tobacco is going to join us. I think
we were
we can
manipulating
see.
banana republics for a long time. Now
That's
we
true.
decide
That is
to turn it
absolutely
on
true.
us.
That is absolutely
They
true.
wanted to scavenge the whole.
I just want to make sure everybody is skeptical of information that seems false. It looks like New York One or whatever that is over there is getting ready to pack it in, and I think I might do the same. I got to head back to Manhattan here, and I don't know that we're going to see Johnny Tobacco or Lou, the lawyer, or Danny here tonight, and that just means that there's more to be, more to come. What has anybody got to say here in the comments? Thank you, K. Deco. It's interesting, whenever anybody advises people to hit the like button and to share my videos, YouTube blocks that. I have to manually unblock it. And a lot of people who say, oh, you blocked my comment. I'm not blocking comments. I'm not even looking at the comments most of the time. YouTube is manually blocking comments. The march, they called it off. They called it off. They called it off out of respect for law enforcement. They said tonight is just going to be quiet. So a few people came here to show support, but you wanted to participate in the march. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
I think just keep your eyes on Twitter and keep your eyes on YouTube and Facebook and everything.
And your channel?
My channel, Crowdsource the Truth on YouTube, and if there's going to be another march, we'll be talking about it for sure. But I think tonight it's pretty much just neighborhood people who've gathered here to show support.
Why was it canceled?
Because they did not want to incite law enforcement, and there's a lot going on now. Danny's been charged with several felonies. And yeah, because they had some plainclothes sheriffs charge at his car.
Yeah.
I just saw the video. It looks like no uniforms. They charge at him like people who want to kill him.
Yeah.
And he got in his car he was scared.
Natural reaction.
And the guy jumped on the car. He didn't hit him.
It's really.
Ran the car into the person.
No.
They just charged right at him.
He jumped on the car.
They waited until everybody left. There were
video.
people here all night, people with cameras. They waited until they all left, and I left, and everybody left.
This is about our
And they charged at him like they were going to do something bad, and
Are you from the media?
now they're charging him with felonies. It's really bad. But thanks for coming out, everybody. I'll see everybody next time. I'm gonna.
Camera towards that way.
I'm gonna. What's going on there? Oh, I didn't even see.
The crowd.
Oh boy. All right. I don't know if I caught that on camera, but I want to remind everybody, if you want to support Max Public House, you can make your way over to GoFundMe and make sure you got the one for Danny Presti. Make sure we don't have any opportunists who are trying to make fake GoFundMes. Weird stuff sometimes happens with GoFundMe. Gary, I'll see you next time, okay?
Hey, Jason, man, we love you, bro.
Thank you very much. I'll see you. I'll see you soon, okay, man?
I didn't even know anything about you before I met you.
Well, now we're buddies.
Where have I been?
I don't know.
I went to Cornell. I should know everything.
Say hi to everybody, okay? I'll see you. I'll see you in a few days.
Have fun, Jason.
Thanks.
Have some fun, man.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to Manhattan now.
Don't forget Irish Rebel Music. Google Voice. Irish Rebel Music. You got it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Irish Rebel Music.
Have a lot of fun with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So, okay, I'm gonna head back to the city now, return this rental car, and then we've got another episode of Unseen Libya with Jimmy and Joanne Moriarty. I hope I can start it on time. That's one of the sponsor-exclusive shows that people are going to be able to see on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. See, even the NYPD is leaving. The whole thing is it's winding down. Very calm tonight. Who do we got there?
Oh, just somebody, a subscriber of yours just drove down 4 hours from Central New York. How you
Good
doing,
to see you. Good to see you. I'm just closing out the live stream. This is a nice closing shot. We have the Christmas lights behind.
Yeah, hello.
Here to support Max Public House.
Yeah, it's a shame what's going on, and
They got Danny. They charging him with felonies now. Did you hear about that?
yeah, any details on actually how? I mean,
So I saw the video, and basically what happened is they waited until everybody with cameras left. They waited until all his friends left, and then they basically, no uniforms, call out his last name, charge at him, running full speed. He gets into his car. They jump on the car. He moves forward a little bit. I mean, what would you do if you were in your car and people
who
were
is it?
trying to attack
Antifa,
you?
the mob, the
Right.
the Italians, the Irish.
Right.
I mean,
so he's defending himself, I think. I mean, I wasn't there. I can't. But Lou and Johnny T and everybody are just kind of like.
Was it NYPD or
No,
the
no.
the
It's
fake
the
sheriffs?
And they're saying that he broke the guy's
Yeah.
leg. He didn't break the guy's leg. They're running and they're charging at his car, and probably somebody got injured in doing that. But
I thought their current MO has been to wear the fake sort of NYPD looking
These
uniforms
guys
because what I've researched about this so-called sheriff is, well, you've said it, Department of the Treasury, no election, and they basically, in their regular duties, walk around in plain clothes with a some sort of
My
badge.
understanding is they enforce judgments from the court. Like if you sue somebody and they won't pay you, you call the sheriffs, they go enforce the judgment.
Evictions, and I think they deal with
we're in somebody's driveway, I think.
And I think they deal with whatchamacallit, like liquor licenses or stuff. Like
They have certain things that they do, but jumping on people's cars and attacking them and calling out their names without uniforms, I mean, they're trying to set them up. And now they're charging them with felonies. Anyway, listen, I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping me.
Hey, I'm gonna give you something to carry on. I know you got to do your thing to close out. Let's discuss it. You know, I was very interested in your, I hate to pitch, but in your citizen's arrest.
Oh yeah.
And I've been crafting stuff like that, and I'm getting ready to do it up in Central New York against health commissioners.
Don't know anything about this.
No, sorry.
I think that's a food delivery there.
Take it. Oh, crikey, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no. Do you want a pizza? It smells good.
It is good. It's right up the block.
Thank you. What's the pizza place?
Rustic Pizza. It's right near 7-Eleven.
People should order rustic pizza if you're on Staten Island. Okay. Calm and civil.
This is a package. This is what I've been using.
Ah.
I haven't worn a mask. I work as a truck driver for Walmart. And what I did when they tried to say, "Could you wear a mask?" I gave them a conditional offer of acceptance. And it's been working for me.
What does that mean, a conditional offer of acceptance?
It's, instead of being belligerent and saying, somebody's coming behind us. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
No, not too bad.
Good to hear.
Instead of trying to just, be belligerent, it's kind of being cordial and say, yeah, I'd love to, I'd really love to wear your mask, but I have some conditions, because everything is an offer in this world.
Everything's negotiable.
Yeah, but they don't tell us that. I mean, criminal courts, it's commerce. It really, it's not about, I think we're kind of waking up to these facts.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening now.
So nobody wants to sign it. I said, I'll wear your mask if you can prove
that it's efficacious and going to protect you.
I list a couple things, and there's other examples that we all know about these masks, and nobody wanted to sign it, which is smart. So I've been pretty much left alone.
That's really good. All right, cool.
It's worked for me.
Do you have an Instagram or a Twitter or something people can find you?
My website is Sans Memetics.
Oh yeah, I did see an email from you.
Yes.
All right, well, good to meet you. What was your name?
Eric.
Eric, good to meet you, Eric. Thanks.
Yeah, I came down, man. This is worth it. There's not Central New York. It's
quite a drive.
Not much. You think it's conservative land, pickup trucks, deer hunters, and people wearing these muzzles and just obeying. And
unbelievable.
And at least down here, I see some semblance of, resistance. But it's zombie land where I live.
Yeah, I hear you. Eric,
It's
thanks
sad.
for stopping me.
Jason,
I don't want
good to
this
meet
guy
you.
to be upset about
Yeah,
filming
I
his
know.
house. I'll see you later, man. Thanks.
You rented a car to come in? Or?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure? Okay.
I'll see you later, and I'll take a look at this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out a bit more.
Okay, enjoy it. Thanks for watching, everybody. The stabilizer is, I think, suffering from the cold. It's extremely, extremely cold. I'm going to head back to Manhattan. And by the way, don't forget, if you want to help crowdsource the Truth Fight lawfare, people can go to crowdsourcethetruth.com. You can support the Counter Lawfare Fund. My battle with the Academy, the Television Academy, is ongoing. Also got all the social engineers, so people can become monthly sponsors and enjoy the sponsor-exclusive content. As I said, we got Unseen Libya with Jimmy and Joanne Moriarty coming up tonight. I got to get back to the city. I'll see everybody real soon. Thanks for watching. Danny, if you see this, stay strong. Best of luck.